All right, it's alive, sort of. The tune is way off. It won't even run with the fuel pump on, which I did finally figure out. Somehow the polarity got flip-flopped on the fuel pump. I'll have to make this quick because shop is full of fun stuff that I probably don't need to breathe. So anyway, somehow the polarity on the fuel pump, when I re-O-ringed it, got flipped. Not really sure how. I probably swapped the case backwards or something. The magnets went the wrong way. I don't know. So I just switched positive and negative, and it primes, it pumps, all of that, all the good stuff. So I put the fuel system back together, and let's go over that real quick here. Didn't change this. That was all there. So I added the ball valve for a drain in case I do want to run E85 or pump gas or something like that, different at the track, whatnot. I can drain the tank super easy. I'm just going to tie that up out of the way somehow. But everything else got put in the way that it needed to be, and I just flip-flopped the power and ground wires. There we go. Power and ground wires for the pump, and it runs fine now. It was spinning the wrong way. Put the drive shaft in, tightened it up, the new 1350 pinion yoke, and the hardened caps, U-joint caps, are all working great. The drive shaft fit really nice. It's probably jacked up like this. I've probably got an inch or an inch and a half of free play on it. I'm hoping that's enough. It's got me a little nervous. That's most things. As you can see, I've got the Terminator on right now. Fuel pump is off because I can get it to run with throttle with the fuel pump on, but it is just belching black smoke. When I first started this thing earlier, after I got the fuel pump going, it had me scared to death because it would kind of kick over a little bit, but I'd have to throttle to open it, and it was every once in a while it'd make a major clank thunk sound, and it was blowing air back through the intake, and I've been through that before, and the last time I thought I had a rod knock because it's so loud, so it scared me. So I turned everything off, pulled the valve covers on both sides, and ran all the valves. And sure enough, everything that I had tightened up beforehand, when the old lifters had no oil in them, they probably could collapse and all that stuff, everything had backed way off, and was either the rocker was a little bit loose or it was just flopping around. And so that occasional thunk I would hear would be, the push rod and the rocker arm underneath here, the things that actuate the valves inside the engine for the fuel and air to get in, it's just knocking around like crazy, both sides. So I went through and I tightened everything up, set my lash, and which they're hydraulic lifters, so I just set a little tiny bit of preload on them and then tightened them all down again. So we'll see. And then after that, I went back and I tried running it with the fuel pump. Like I said, it's just belching black smoke out. So if I turn the fuel pump off, it'll run a little bit for a little while. These are 210 pound injectors. Just an immense amount. They're probably, they are flooding the thing out. I'll probably have to change the oil here. But so I've got to mess with the tune because that ain't gonna cut it. But anyway, let's show the runtime here. It'll probably go. We'll see. Here we go. I don't have the idle set or anything, but voila, it runs, and it already is a little bit warm. I worry about washing the rings out that I just put in, but not much I can do about it. Just have to change the oil. That's why I'm not running the fuel pump, because we're getting enough dripping through with these and residual pressure that it's working okay. And my pressure is set correctly. It's just way too much injector for this startup tune. Whatever I put in here and on the computer, nowhere close to enough. So I'll have to lean it way out. I'm gonna try again. That's another story for another day. I've reached my goal for the night. Tired of breathing in this nastiness. Getting fumigated. So I'm gonna go inside. It's not that bad, but I'm gonna go inside, and I'm happy. I have fought this thing trying to get it to run, and I never could, and finally got the distributor figured. You know, the Holley stuff is starting to make sense a little bit, and so I'm getting there. All right, well, that's good, because Rocky Mountain Raceweek is coming up, and I was not ready. You can see got my alternator stuff in place where I need it. I do have a belt. I use some staples to figure out the length that I need, so I can go get, put it this way, I can go to the store and get a few belts. So, hoorah, good stuff. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks, Allison, for letting me come out. Happy Mother's Day. I love you very much. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, Dana. And you guys have a good night.